So today I would like to talk about something that we all experience daily: emotions. But not just emotions, the energy of emotions, and how important it is that we feel those emotions. But don't take those emotions personally. It is so important. Don't take whatever emotion is showing up personally. We've been taught to label emotions as good or bad, or to judge them, right? Like joy, excitement, gratitude, happiness. Those are good emotions, right? But anger, frustration, anxiety, sadness, those are bad emotions, right? Well, that's incorrect. The truth is, emotions are just energy. They're energy, and energy that requires our awareness. Like, they're trying to get our attention. They require movement, like energy, emotion, energy and motion. Okay. But I want you to even look at emotions just a little bit differently. Not as this strong sensation, although it's going to be in the body. If you're having, like a strong sensation of excitement or joy, you can feel that in the body. Yes, but also a strong sensation of anger. We can feel that in the body too, or frustration or of anxiety. But I'd like you to look at this differently, because emotions are not bad. They're not wrong. They're not shameful. They are messengers showing us what's going on inside. They require our attention. So the challenge isn't the emotion itself, it's what we do with it. So think of an emotion as a visitor, right? Or a messenger, but a visitor at your door. Okay? Don't slam the door on the face of the emotion, but also do not let that emotion, don't hand the keys over to your house and let them just run your house, right? They have a message for you. They're a visitor. Welcome them in. Make them a cup of tea. Huh, you have a message for me. You're showing me what's going on inside. Let's not shut the door in the face of this messenger, and don't let it rule this whole body. Okay? Most of us have learned to either bottle up these emotions or to explode them outward. Like, yeah, I want to give you a piece of my mind, right? And then we go ahead and do that. No, 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 no. Like, let's take anger for an example. Like, maybe somebody has said something to you that hurt your feelings or that ticked you off. Or maybe life just isn't going the way that you would wished it would, or that you hoped, or somebody cut you off in traffic. There's multiple reasons why we get triggered with emotions, and we will feel it. We know when we're getting angry. We can feel that energy rise within us. Your chest might tighten, your jaw might clench, your blood might boil. I mean, we have words that can explain this, right? Our breath will start to shorten. Well, the minute you feel that, oh, that is a critical moment, because it's in that moment that that's the visitor at your door. Don't slam it in their face, the door, and suppress that emotion, right? But it's also not that moment to react. It's not like, all right, here's a visitor, here's the keys to my house, you take over. No, because that emotion will say things you wish you hadn't said, do things you wish you hadn't done. Okay, so don't hand your keys over to that visitor, but don't slam it into the face. It is a pivotal moment when you feel this to pause and to feel the energy of that emotion. Okay. We've heard this, right? Feeling is healing. Well, it is. That's why we want to take this moment, because in order to feel, we can heal. And when you can allow this visitor in, when you can allow this emotion to come in without judging it, right? Without acting on it or handing over the keys to it, not pushing it away or shoving it back out the door. What we're doing when we welcome it in and allow it to move and experience and feel it without judgment, what we're actually doing is giving our nervous system a chance to reset. Okay? Now, our nervous system doesn't understand language. It doesn't understand language at all. That's the mind, that's the thought. But underneath the thinking mind, we have this nervous system that reacts to these thoughts, right? So you have an emotion, and again, we've been taught to, either bottle them up or express them. We've been taught they're good or bad. We've been taught to judge them. No, step back from all of it. They're simply just messengers. They're just simply energy. And so, but it triggers this nervous system, and then your nervous system responds. It doesn't respond to language or the problem or why you're responding. It responds to movement. It responds to vibration. So it's responding to the vibration of the anger rising within you. So your nervous system will then kick in and take over. No, we want to self-regulate. In that moment when you feel your blood boiling or that chest like contracting, in that moment, if you suppress the emotion or you react to it, you have given all of your power away. But if you take a moment to pause, so breath, this is breath. Breath, like conscious deep breathing, is the absolute best way to self-regulate. It's the fastest way to bring your body back into balance. It's the way to, that's how your body can self-regulate that nervous system, by taking a conscious deep breath. Inhale, just hold it. And you might have to like make some sound, or maybe just feel that energy, of breath, that movement of breath moving through your body. Okay, there's also certain points, like placing your hand on your heart. Those of you who do the energy yoga with me, this is called the gamut point. You tap into this place with your hand on your heart and you consciously deep breathe. You're self-regulating. You are giving your nervous system a chance to reset. You don't have to respond to, you don't have to hand the keys over to that emotion, and you're certainly not slamming the door on it. You're letting it be here. And you've got some tools, because if you haven't known how to self-regulate before, deep breathing and tapping this point, right? You can also tap anywhere. Just touch into your body to help to self-regulate. There's more supportive tools, because there's some really strong emotions. Like it might be just a quick emotion that you need to get through, but there could be emotions that just keep showing up for you, right? Maybe there's trauma that you've experienced in your life, like PTSD. I mean, there's so much anxiety going on in the world right now. And these energies, right? The emotions are just energies, energy in motion. So there's other supportive tools that we can do. Okay, deep breathing is one of them. Tapping in, right? There's EFT, like emotional freedom technique, which is, we'll do our little bounce and our tap. We'll do that today. There's two other things. Movement. Okay, there's movement, like move your body, dance, do a workout, right? If you cannot remove, if you cannot get out of this emotion, it's running the house, or it keeps knocking at the door and you keep slamming the face, do a workout, go for a walk, go for a run, do a workout, do yoga, right? Connect with nature. Nature is one of those other ways. Breathe with the trees. Nature helps you discharge any and all emotional static within the body. So these are tools that we can use. But I want you to remind you not to take this emotion personally. Feelings aren't fact. Okay, if you're feeling rejected, that's just a feeling. It doesn't mean you are rejected or have been rejected. You're just feeling it. You need to let yourself feel that. Okay, if you're feeling anger, it doesn't mean you're wrong or someone else is wrong or whatever's going on in that moment is wrong. Don't take it personal. Okay, if we can just remember that this emotion is an energy that is just showing up, a messenger, a visitor at the door. What am I going to do with it? Okay, so this This is, I'm not going to be doing one of these Simply Bees, as we call them, for a couple of weeks now. I'll be back in May, but it doesn't matter when you're watching this or when you're doing this. This is like a lifelong practice. Okay, so the intention of this talk today is that the next time you feel or are experiencing a strong emotion rise up within you, feel it. Feel it fully. It is an emotion coming to the door. Open the door and let it in. Not with judgment, not with it's right, wrong, bad, I shouldn't be feeling this, or I'm not, anything. No judgment. It's just pure curiosity. Feel it fully. And then you ask yourself, where do I feel this in my body? Right? This is the message that this emotion has for you. And it's that pivotal moment, not to shut the door and not to hand over the keys. Just feel it. And this is either sit with it, if you have time to sit with it, or maybe just take, a couple of breaths and be with it. Okay? All emotions have sensations. Again, emotions don't, it's not language. Emotions are with vibration and sensations and movement. So we're not trying to fix, we're not trying to rush any emotion, like get it out of my body. No, we want to be with it. Just embrace that visitor. Accept it. It's here to give you a message. If you shove it out the door and let it rule your body or your emotions, you don't get the message. So embrace it, accept it in that moment, breathe. It will soften on its own. It isn't comfortable to do this, but it's certainly necessary. And the more often you do it, the easier it becomes. Okay. And so when you can get through that pivotal moment of saying, nope, it's not ruling this house, and I'm not slamming the door on it. I'm going to breathe with it. I'm going to connect. Okay. And then you can make a different choice. And then again, maybe and I'll put it in the blog, there's other ways to, if it keeps showing up, if this visitor keeps showing up, you need a different way of moving it, right? You need to do a workout. You need to go for a run. You need to connect with nature. And you know what? Let's just move, right? There's again, we have this gamut point, but let's get up. Let's do this. Let's say, we see athletes do this where, before they get into the game or whatever, they shake and they bounce, and they're just, again, they're connecting in, they're getting that anxiety. Athletes before a big game, big, whatever they're doing, there's anxiety. And a certain amount of anxiety is good, but if that anxiety is blocking their ability to, be in their zone and in their game, they got to get that out. So just kind of shake things out, shake it out, bounce, shake, okay? Rub your hands together. We've got energy there. And then shake it out. And I mean, you can just tap, let's do the 4 thumps underneath the eyes. This is very grounding. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay. Go to the collarbone points here. You can tap anywhere. I'm just showing you 4 major thumps that work with different meridians and organs in the body. You can absolutely breathe and tap into everywhere, but you can say, this is a messenger. I'm feeling this. I'm not trying to force it. I'm not trying to force it out. I'm not slamming the door on its face. Okay, and then come back to the thymus point. But say, I'm certainly not going to let it rule this house, this body of mine anymore. It's simply an emotion. I'm not going to take it personal anymore. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to allow myself to feel it. I'm going to let myself feel the jaw clenching, the breath hindering, the chest, the blood boiling, whatever it is that you're feeling, let yourself feel that. And breathe and expand it, and then tap underneath in the ribs. And just tap along this place. These are 4 really important meridians in your body. But again, it doesn't matter if you remember these 4 points, great. Or if you remember that 1 gamut point, get things moving, okay? Your energy, any emotion, don't label it good, bad, right, wrong, shouldn't be feeling this. Just feel it. Learn to feel it, to be with it, to notice how it affects your body, and then move. if it's a simple tapping, if it's breathing, is movement of breath. This is so important for our mental health, our physical health, and how we respond. Don't take those emotions personally. Okay, don't take them personally. They're showing up as a message. They are a visitor. Invite them in. Check out the blog later. I'll go a little bit deeper into this, but this is so important. Okay, have a wonderful week. Open up your mind to this. Just view these emotions as just that energy, the energy of emotions. They're not scary. They're not wrong. They're not bad. They are just energy that we get to feel and express in different ways. Okay, have a fabulous week or couple of weeks, my friends. Namaste.